Hey one, this is the biggest war boss here, delivering tragic news. The UK is lost. It have detached from its plateau and just floating out on the ocean. Where it goes, we will never see because there's only sea out there, and now they are all seamen. Little joke there to come around, if I dare say so myself. Horrible puns aside, the reason I'm bringing this up is because a few days ago there have been lots of talking and lots of rumors in among the VTuber community, which I do enjoy and part of myself, about a certain creator that have allegedly drawn CP. This creator is Mimi Janagi, and the more I have read about it, the more it seems like the entire thing is just a scam by this creator. They have everything about it seems very shady and not really trustworthy. But the reason why I want to bring this up is not actually what they have done, but the reaction of some of those people that are very upset that this allegedly happened. Because Pirate Nation wrote a tweet: UK-based VTuber and artist Mimi Yanagi was arrested on April 20 for her own drawings of anime-style characters. These drawings were 100% fictional, made up by her with no real people involved. UK law still treats these kinds of drawings as illegal child pornography. Police took all her computers and devices. She has now been released on bail, but she is not allowed to post any adult content. She must also use an account name approved by the police. The UK is lost. You can't even draw now. They will put you in prison. Oh, gasp. Pirate Nation, of course, being really, feeling strong about this, being upset that someone that just drew shibis, though the entire thing is literally about allegedly drawing child pornography. And you would think, for people that love to spout thing about the children when it comes to like trans people and stuff like that, are suddenly very fine with illegal child pornography, which is also wondering, are there any legal child pornography? Someone should check this dude's computer out, because that sounds like some very wrong there. And also the idea like their drawings were 100% fictional, but the thing with art in general is to convey emotions and feelings. If you see a cool car, you will think like, oh, cool car and stuff like that, and feeling like maybe you have a memory of something, or you're feeling something over it. Or maybe you see a hot lady and you're like, that's a hot lady when you see this picture. And that's the thing with art like this. It's supposed to convey feelings. It's supposed to be like make you feel like maybe joy, maybe a little bit of arousement, maybe a little bit of disgust when you see something like, ooh, yuck. And then, of course, you have stuff like CP, which is definitely belowest of the below when it comes to yuck, because it is disgusting. And I don't care what people will say that it's just art. It's not just art. The very fact that someone actually actively drawing stuff like that is very disturbing. And of course, many on the right especially are very keen on, claiming that UK have lost it, that UK, they are over, hammering down with the law. And I hate to defend UK, because I have my gripes with UK, because UK, when it comes to all the trans laws, like them arresting people for supporting Palestine and stuff like that, UK do so much fucking shit. But this kind of thing, when they allegedly arrest someone that they suspect drawing CP, I thought that would be a thing you actually would be like, maybe there is grounds for it. And of course, now the entire thing seems extremely sketchy, and it most likely isn't a real thing, but something that this person, Mimi Yanagi, have created to just, boost their, their account and all of that. Because, as they say, police took all her computers and devices, but she also you must use an account named approved by the police. Which is weird. How can she make an account when she have no computer and no devices? So I assume phones as well, But they allow her to use another account, which she did link in her post. Which I'm gonna go through here, because she made this post. Good afternoon, Bamban. Sincere apology for the absence. Mimi has a long story to tell. On Monday, April 20, Mimi was arrested by the UK police for possession of her artwork and her artwork alone. She is currently on bail, pending the outcome of criminal investigation on their accounts and activities. All of her devices were seized as a result of the arrest. As a result of her bail condition, Mimi has move to a new account and is required to use her name on her new account that made her bail officer have agreed. The account in question is Mimi Yabai, because her original was Yabai with one eye, now it's got two, so there is kind of no change really. And the very fact, Yabai, that is kind of disturbing. Per bail condition, her active for the force of have been both safe for work and fully transparent in order to prevent a breach of bail contact conditions. Mimi apologizes sincerely from the bottom of her heart for letting all you down and for disappointing you in such a way. This entire thing generally reeks of, just trying to boost your name, because right away what kind of people will be arms up about this. It is the right-wing Chuds, because first of all, they love to fuck children. We know that. And they are eagerly trying to protect this. They're talking about how this is so awful, support this, they support the creator. It's absolutely insane. And then, of course, Shiba Reviews, of all people, have commented on this. Important breaking news! All caps lock, because, he stands there bravely on the roof of his cottage in nowhere and just shout. Artists are now getting arrested by UK police. Mimi was arrested by UK police for possession of her artwork alone. According to bail conditions, she is now forced to only make safe for work artwork or she will violate her bail. This is something as well I find kind of, interesting. Like Pirate Nation wrote that, they don't know what art is anymore, but they know what safe for work art is. That they apparently know the difference between safe for work and not safe for work and all that entails. And of course, Shiba Reviews is literally all whining about this. Obviously he has Shiba in his name. There's definitely something going on there. Considering the entire thing with him, his fiance or whatever, that fucked his best friend, and everyone in his friend group knew it but him because he's a creep. That was kind of fun. Well, not for him, obviously, but yeah. And then you have Shiba Reviews making this absolutely massive tweet, and I'm just gonna pick out some parts of this. Like when, on top of this, Mimi's friend revealed all her anime merchandise was seized by the police, meaning even owning regular manga, figurines, and anime will be taken by the government. The only reason I can see the police doing something like this is because the merchandise is sexualizing children. I hardly think they do that if there is like, oh, here you have a Naruto figurine doing a Rasengan or something like that. And of course, I don't want to defend the police because the police many times are not very good. But when it comes to stuff like this, you would think that you want them to check the case if it involves child pornography. And now, of course, he loved to say like it's fiction, it is censorship that shouldn't matter because it's fictional. But I'm pretty sure if there was stuff that involved LGBTQ, etc., he would be very happy for it to be censored, even if it's just fictional. And then he went on, like with other times, he claimed that the UK have been censoring people, like when the UK police visiting a grandma's house to scare her for a post she made on Facebook about her views on politics. I love when they say that, because we know that when they do that, it is because they probably wrote something really, really vile that, all immigrants should die or something like that, or a certain person need to die or whatever. In general, it is very, very awful stuff. And of course, I tried to research this and couldn't find any about the post she made. Only a lot of right-wing pages and lots of right-wing people sharing about, oh, grandma just said she was against, she criticized the Labour Party. Like, yeah, I have my doubts about that. And then he's going on with, now we circle back around the Mimi situation. There's actual rape gangs roaming within UK that they refuse to handle. However, they're spending precious resources targeting and ruining the life of VTuber posting artwork. Once again, this is seemingly most likely just a fake case someone drummed up to, well, cause a ruckus and, you know, getting some clout and all of that. And even if it's not, you know that, first of all, there is different groups of police that dealing with different cases. There's not the same people and the same police that dealing with these rape gangs, which I assume he means like there is immigrants, you know, that it is the kind of people they love to bring stuff like that up. And I don't mean there is no problem at all. Of course, there is always problems, and there will always be. But especially considering the class divides that is just increasing every single day, and yeah, the entire thing is just so performative here, you know. It's trying to stand like some fucking legendary, like I am pro freedom of speech, but I'm pretty sure we can find times when they are against freedom of speech, you know, because, you know, they like when the freedom of speech applies to them but not everyone else. And then he bring up one thing that is actually something I agree with, which is a year ago the UK introduced forced digital ID and it caused waves where almost every kind of... That is a bad thing. Yes, but the fact that he tried to waver in this to the entire thing about Mimi Yanagi, like, oh yeah, if you don't stand up and fight for Mimi Yanagi and her CP, you are allowing like other forms of censorship applying. So he's literally putting blame on everyone else that think it's fine that someone that drawing CP is cheering on her being arrested, but you are a bad person because of that you support whatever all other censoring bullshit in the UK. It is so fucking weak that it's going so on that, because he's trying to make it like, yeah, if you're not against this, you're against that. Like you can't do and stand for multiple things, because if you're against lollies, you're for people using like digital ID and stuff like that. It's insane. The mental gymnastics this asshole is doing is astounding. And then, of course, we have the ending here. What makes you think what happened to Mimi will just stop at her? Oh my god, that slippery slope. Going from Predator drawing child pornography to everyone else. Can you imagine that? Oh, well, what is the next step after that? Everyone else? Like, oh no, if we don't protect those that draw child pornography, we will all lose rights and be blocked in. No. It is ridiculous. And this is the reaction of plenty of people, actually, that this is outrageous and everything. And of course, as I stated, this entire case most likely is not even real. This is just a fabrication that people have made. I have seen some stating that it's some dude, pretending and all that, which I really don't care. Like, if you want to pretend you're a girl in VTuber, a VTuber girl or whatever, go for it. But the entire thing reeks of fakeness. And these people are so desperate to jump right in, trying to defend them, because they have allegedly been arrested for drawing CP. You know, they are very upset about that. Yeah, there are problems with censorship, especially towards the left in general. And when it comes to like political comments and stuff like that, and in generally art as well, like the Nazis were very happy to like destroy most art they could find, because, you know, they are generally created, the best art and everything is generally created by people liberal and on the left, you know. Then of course, if the government go overboard with like, oh yeah, this is a shib, because shib is a little bit different from lolly and everything like that. And Shib Review should know that, because he has Shib in his fucking name. But either way, like, of course the government, I mean the UK, as I said, I have no fucking love for the UK government. It sucks ass. But this is something I think people should be like, yeah, if someone drawing child pornography and stuff like that, they should check it out and investigate it. This is just someone that have been spewing shit, trying to rail up some clout and getting some more fans, especially on the right wing side, which seemed to have worked a bit. And the right wing Chuds like Shibby Reviews and Pirate Nation and many others are literally crying over this fake narrative. Because that is literally what these people are. They are such massive fucking snowflakes crying and whining about literally anything that makes them, they find that upsets them, It's not even real. But that doesn't matter. What matters is not facts, but their feelings. But yeah, the entire case with Mimi Yanagi, very fishy. I don't think it's real. And of course, the right wing shots just swallow it hook, line, and sinker, spreading and talking about it, and just defending child pornography. So, what a surprise. Who could have known that?